Good evening, everybody. I forgot to turn off autoplay. I apologize about that. Well, they did not issue a 10 p.m. update for the 24th. So I'm gonna hop into here and holy no formatting, Batman. So I will do my best to break up this wall of text for everybody. Of course, the 8 a.m. update for November 25th. Glory to Ukraine. The 1006th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. The situation at the front remains difficult. The enemy, using his advantage in manpower and equipment, attacks our positions. Ukrainian defenders steadfastly hold back the onslaught of the invaders to inflict maximum losses on the enemy. In total, 217 combat clashes were recorded during the past day. According to detailed information, yesterday the enemy launched one missile strike against the positions of Ukrainian units in populated areas using 4 missiles, as well as 67 airstrikes, which included dropping 85 bombs from aircraft. In addition, it carried out more than 4,200 artillery strikes, 120 of them from rocket systems, MLRSs, and engaged more than 1,500 kamikaze drones. 1,500 kamikaze drones in one day. Yeah, at least you don't have to read it. You just have to listen. The aggressor carried out airstrikes, in particular in the areas of Krynivka settlements of Chernihiv, Glukiv, Sevisk, Solyansky, Brazizka, Zorivka in the Sumy region, Krakiv, Trech, Boshulivka of the Kharkiv region, Liman, Velika Novoselivka in the Donetsk region, and the city of Zaporizhia, Novomykolaivka in the Kherson region. Over the past day, the aviation, missile forces, and artillery of the defense forces hit 12 areas of concentration of personnel. In the Kharkiv direction, the enemy stormed the position of our troops 6 times near the settlements of Kozochoy, Lopan, Turkoy, and Vroschansk. This is important right here. I told you guys a few days ago to watch out for attacks in this area, and today they started. Show you what I'm talking about. Of course, we know the attacks happening here in Voschansk and Staritska normally. But come up here to Kozachi Lopan, and Russia is trying to attack into this area now, make another bridgehead into Ukraine. What was the other settlement? Tukoyo? Oh, I think I know where that one is. Maybe not. But let's see. anyways, that's, Russia is starting to do this push in this area. I'll have to find that other city. I believe it's this small town up in this area. Tukhi, spelling here, but it's just a different spelling here. But yeah, Russia's trying to do another advance towards Kharkiv in a different direction. In the Kupiansk direction, 14 attacks by invaders took place during the day. Defense forces repelled enemy assaults near Golivka, Peshkani, Lozova, Kruglivka, Novosinovu. I'm not sure on the ending there. Koloniska and Vishkove. Pretty much the same towns we always hear about. Gruzhlivka, Zarzhove, Lazova, Horolubivka, right next to Kupiansk. Kupiansk is going to be a difficult situation if Russia keeps advancing in this area. Luckily, there isn't much for tree lines in this area so that they can move into and hide in. But that's also a double-edged sword because there isn't much areas where Ukrainians can set up defenses. But they can hold back the Russian advances at least and keep them out of Kupiansk. This is going to be a difficult situation coming up in the future, and we'll have to keep an eye on it. Get ready for Limansk. And basically, Liman takes over from about this area and comes down to right just before Bilohorivka. Here we go. The enemy attacked 15 times in the Liman direction. He tried to penetrate our defenses near the settlements of Novomiskivka, Koloniska, Kruglivka, Senkove, and Lozova. It's just, I think they're doubling up on names here again. And I don't know. Stepova, Novoulubivka. But what I'm not sure is if this is the Lozova they're talking about, or if there's another one that I'm not seeing. It might be the same one, they're just double reporting the town names because that's the general area. I am unsure. In the Kramatorsk direction, the occupiers attacked 4 times in the Chasiv Yar and Stupochny areas. Chasiv Yar and Stupochny are next door to each other, essentially. Ukraine is holding them strong, mostly due to these elevated mining piles in this area. Ukraine is in full control of them. I don't know if this is new. No, it's not new. Okay. But as you can see, Konstantinivka is the next city in line. If Stupochny or Chasiv Yar falls, there's not much else in the way of Konstantinivka. And that city will become a frontline city. So Ukraine is dug in deep and hard to hold this area. Yes, and that was intended to be taken the way you guys are taking it. Scroll a little bit so I'm looking more at the camera. In the cross direction, our defenders stopped 55 assaults and offensive actions of the aggressor in Mirolubivka, Krutoy Yar, Novotoreski, Lysivka, Krasny Yar, Mirolivka, Sukov Yar, Mikhaevka, and the Mikhaevka districts. The main efforts of the enemy attacks were concentrated in the direction of Saladov and Promin settlements. Oh, they did this out of turn, so they did the Torsk direction after that. But so we'll have to come back and do the Torsk direction. But Saladov, they're trying to push out from here and have made minor gains in small areas. Lysivka, Sukov Yar, Krasny Yar, Mikoluvka, Promin, Mirolubivka. So, still trying to push towards Pokrovsk and Mirnograd, because again, if they take this, it cuts off a supply line to Konstantinivka. If Pokrovsk and Mirnograd fall, Konstantinivka is going to be a major front. This is Russia's main goal at the time. At this time, I should say, with Pokrovsk, Mirnograd being a key part of that. Torsk and Chasiv Yar are also part of that. So, in the Torets direction, the aggressor made 9 attempts to advance in the areas of Dvivka, Toretsk, and Serebyanka, and they were repulsed. Okay, this is interesting. They have 2 updates for Pokrovsk. Somebody messed up. Anyways, come up here to Toretsk, Serebyanka, Toretsk, and Dvivka. No new advances have been made in this area, but it is a hard fight for Ukraine in this town as well. So I'm thinking that this Pokrovsk update was from the day before, and then this Pokrovsk update was for the current one. So 46 times. So it's either going to be 46 attacks today in Pokrovsk today, or 55. Still huge numbers. Moving on to Kharkiv. In the Kharkiv direction, defense forces repelled 67 attacks. The occupiers most actively tried to advance in Boryska, Sonsivka, Novodormivka, Zori, Kharkova, Delaney, Romanivka, Elizavetivka, and Havinka. 67 attacks. Let that sink in. 24 hours in a day, almost 3 attacks per hour. And you're talking Elizavetivka, Romanivka, Delaney, Kharkov, Beretsky, Sonsivka, Zora, Novodornika. There's no break from basically from Mirlubivka south along the entire front line. They're attacking in every direction multiple times an hour. Not an easy fight. Okay, I just had to double check the videos I have set aside for us today. In the Vremika direction, the enemy carried out 14 assaults on our positions in the areas of Trudov, Novosibka, and Marivka. He actively engaged bomber aircraft for strikes in the direction, and looks like no action in Orhiv or Huliopol, but in the Dnieper direction, 4 fruitless attempts to dislodge the units of the defense forces from the occupied positions up for the invaders ended in nothing. Don't have to go far for this one. Trudov, Novosibka, Velika Novosibka, Verniki, Marika. So most of the attacks are happening in this area, which is bordered right next to the Kharkiv direction. They're still saying Kharkiv, even though Kharkiv is currently under Russian occupation. I wanted to point this out, is they are making small advances in the outskirts of the town. Ukraine's main defense line is in this area. And I wish this was better zoom, but they've been doing these weird advances on Deep State, and I'm not sure if it's just an error or what. Maybe that was one of the assaults that unloaded troops here, and I don't know. I haven't seen the video from Deep State to prove this or disprove it. It could just be a map error. And let's see if I can figure out where I left off. The operation in Kursk region continues. Over the past day, Russian aircraft carried out 37 strikes using 49 bombs on Russian territory. Ukrainian defenders repelled 25 attacks. No signs of formation of enemy offensive groups were detected in the Volynsk-Poluski directions. On the border with Chernihiv and Sumy regions, the enemy from the territory of the Russian Federation uses artillery and aviations in the areas of Ukrainian settlements. Our soldiers are harming the occupying forces with tangible losses in manpower, equipment, and actively undermine the offensive potential of the enemy in the rear. Overall losses of the Russian Federation, and I'll go over that with the graphic. Join the defense forces. Together we will win. Glory to Ukraine. Heroam Slava. And I just want to go back to Ukrainian. And together we will win. Razom de Pereможемо. You know, I like saying this phrase because it's together we will win, and together's the only way we can do it. Gimbal testing drone. There you go. Translate this back to English. And again, definitely check out the ZC website. It has a ton of information for you out there. The key one here is Defense Forces of Ukraine struck a number of important objects of the Russian occupiers. I'll go into more of this later. Bryansk, Kaluga, and Kursk region of Russia. And just one of the photos from it. So, but first, let us do the losses on the infographic. The total combat losses of the enemy for November 25th, the 1006th day of the full-scale invasion, is 1,610 infantry or personnel, 6 tanks, 27 APVs, armored personnel vehicles, 22 artillery systems, 114 drones, 84 vehicles, and 2 special equipment. So, still putting up big numbers. Most losses of the war, I think the record before recently was like 1640. So almost meeting the old record every day since October. Let me get caught up with chat. I'm going to go to the air alert page and let you see the air alerts while I get caught up with chat. Oh, zooming in would help. No, with my dyslexia, that wall of text is just horrible. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed my stopping and going and like having to look at words, especially long, to be able to figure out what they were. Yeah, walls of text like that are just horrific. Bella, Ronnie, Blue, Andrew Petri, Katie, Ronnie, Pyro Kurt, good to see you. Slowevo, good to see you here. Yeah, last time I can't remember if it was last night or the night before. The night before I had insomnia and Rick was doing his free Azov stream. So I'm sitting there in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning going, okay, I can't sleep. Get the notification that he's streaming. It's like, okay, fine, I'll go mod. And of course, he's doing a vertical stream with trolls out the wazoo. So it was literally an insomnia-fueled game of Whack-A-Troll. So I'm seeing you guys talking, Ronnie and Andrew talking back and forth about doing the deep clean and weird. It's strange that you had to pay for it. If you knew what a deep clean was, you'd understand more what why it was paid for. You know, just coming in and vacuuming and sweeping up and dusting stuff off, that's not a deep clean. Most paid maids don't even do a deep clean. Maybe I'm just inferring my own preconceptions, but I wouldn't ask anybody to do a deep clean for free for me. That one's pretty bad, Colby. The firecracker. Hey Anna, good to see you. Of course, LJ Boone, good to see you. I'm not sure I want to know what the traditional way of wearing PJs is. Murtzi, good to see you. Okay, and I'm all caught up with chat. So, on the night of November 25th, units of the main intelligence director of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, together with other components of the defense forces, attacked a number of important objects of the occupiers. Bryansk, Kaluga, and Kursk region of Russia. There is confirmation of successful destruction. And to kind of drive that point home, I got these saved in my Discord channel on Utopia. So, and my note for these videos was Russia on fire. We don't need no water, let the burn. Barely any audio on this. I believe that is the oil depot in Kaluga. So there was one video for you. Get rid of that. Image for you. Oh, and just a small thing I want to point out. Doesn't matter where you go. This is in Russia, but BM drivers anywhere, watch out for those Beamers. Maybe this is why they call them Beamers. So yeah, that's out there today. This one's funny. Oh.
Пиздец, ебать, там хуярит, блядь. Ебать! Твою мать, блядь! Пизда нахуй! Пизда нахуй!
The reason the heat is centralized in Ukraine anyways, it ties back to Soviet times. Why have individual heat when the state's supposed to provide everything? It's in my, if you want to copy them over. Sorry. Yeah, I can't get demonetized, but that video is out on YouTube already on other channels, so. But yeah, I'll paste that, the BMW driver in that channel later, Vlad. So showed you the one of the guy cursing. This is another. Again, no sound. Short little video there. And everybody's just going around doing their normal drive while the city's on fire. That's Russia for you. I have one other video. This one is from Dennis Davidov's Telegram channel, but it was so heartfelt, I guess. I'm not sure how to describe it. It was so striking that I had to play it for you guys. They are evacuating a wounded Ukrainian soldier. And the caption for the video is, "Sometimes you survive by luck." If they were faster, they would have been in that. Thankfully, Russia cannot aim very well and have to use multiple rounds to be able to hit the broadside of a barn. And with that, it is time for Zelensky's speech. And a different angle in his office. Usually this is in the background here. And he has another entire board of the patches, unit patches over on that side. I'm so jealous. Anyways, Zelensky's speech for the day.
Шановні українці, українки, зараз вже завершились рятувальні роботи в місцях влучання російських ракет. Харків, 25 людей постраждали. Удар попередньо С-400. Одеса, 11 людей постраждали. Удар попередньо Іскандером. По цивільній інфраструктурі, по звичайній житловій забудові. Усім, хто постраждав, надано необхідну допомогу. Я вдячний кожному, хто допомагає. Ми відповімо Росії обов'язково на все, що вона робить. І важливо, щоб такі удари, кожен з них, не залишились без належної відповіді, не лише нашої. Не повинно бути навіть натяку на нормалізацію російського терору, на звикання до нього. Сьогодні є нове рішення Британії щодо санкцій проти тіньового танкерного флоту. 30 танкерів санкціоновані. Це важливий крок. І буде правильним, щоб європейські партнери на рівні усього Європейського Союзу, а також інші партнери підтримали такі санкції. Чим менше буде російських надприбутків від нафти, тим менше буде у Росії і можливості вести війну. Це очевидний зв'язок, який повинен спрацювати заради реального миру. Сьогодні провів засідання Ставки, різні питання, передусім захист нашої інфраструктури, нашої енергетики. Були відповідні доповіді, аналіз досвіду щодо відбиття російських ударів. Найкращі результати конкретних підрозділів мають бути поширені на всі об'єкти, на всіх, хто здійснює захисну роботу. Обговорили також виробництво та постачання дронів, ракет, іншого озброєння. Всі завдання по зброї на цей рік точно будуть виконані. На наступний також. Окремо доповідав главком Сирський. Тривала розмова була по всіх ключових частинах фронту, також по Курській операції. І ще одне. Провів сьогодні кілька нарад щодо міжнародної роботи до кінця року. Комунікація з партнерами, наші зустрічі і наші наративи, те, що має посилити Україну, Європа, Америка, глобальний південь, інші частини світу. Ми маємо бути разом. Ми разом завершити цю війну справедливо. Це реально. Дякую всім, хто нам допомагає. Слава Україні!
Героям слава. And again,
Справедливо. Дякую всім.
that's to you guys. That's every day he does this. Every day he's thanking you guys. He was talking about the strikes around Ukraine. Show you guys some of what that looks like. You know, residential area. You know, that's one night in a couple different towns. See, a lot of the air alerts have expired. Ravina has been going for 2 hours 5 minutes. Zhytomyr for 6 hours 24 minutes. Kyiv Oblast for 7 hours 35 minutes. I had my class today with 2 of my students, you know, English practice sessions. This air alert started at my class, at the end of my class, and has been going since then. Anyways, Vistanzia 5 hours 56 minutes. Klemensky 5 hours 20 minutes. Ternopil 4 hours 49 minutes. Middle of the night, while people are trying to sleep, they're trying to strike and terrorize civilians in their bed. Moving on. Mainstream media news. Angela Merkel rejects the criticism. She knew she would. Ukrainian boxing champ. Whatever. Russian deserter reveals war secrets of guarding nuclear base. So on the day of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Anton says the nuclear weapons base he was serving at was put on full combat alert. Before that, only exercises, but on the day of the war started, the weapons were fully in place. We were ready to launch the forces into the sea and air force, in theory, carry out a nuclear strike. Three days after troops poured over Ukraine's border, Putin announced that Russia's nuclear defense forces had been ordered into a special mode of combat service. The Informer Anton said he was shut inside the base. All we had was Russian state TV. I didn't really know what it all meant. Just carried out my duties. We weren't fighting in the war. We were just guarding the nuclear weapons. So, BBC having a pretty cool inside story. There's a lot to read in here. Goes into what was happening and how fearful Russia is of and trying to hide that fear. Definitely a good read if you want to go check it out. Of course, BBC, no paywall on that one. Ukrainian troops destroyed an S-400 system in Kursk. ATACMS attacked an airfield for the first time about 3 hours ago from Yahoo Voices. Send Ukraine money, not foreign troops. Europeans will ramp up military support for Ukraine, says German defense minister. Again, I just want to point out something here that just to show you why I hate mass media, popular media, whatever you want to call it. Take the first line of a Reuters or AP post, story. Search with Google. See Guardian, some other place, Yahoo, Daily Maverick, Kajil Times. You know, all those guys literally just copied and pasted. You know, I could be a newspaper person too. Here. Copy, paste on my website. Popular media, mass media, whatever you want to call them, suck. Ukraine prepares to sell Trump on why the U.S. should maintain support. And paywalled. I should have known. Washington Post. I just wanted to get a better look at the picture, but okay, I have to give Reuters or Rudders or whatever you want to call it props on this one. Russian assets could be trump card in Kyiv endgame. I'm good play on words. I'll give them that. If Europe promised to find the cash, perhaps by drawing on the 300 billion of Russian foreign reserves that the West froze at the start of the war, that money should have already been either loaned to Ukraine with this as the security, or just straight up handed over to them. Yeah, we failed Ukraine on that point, and so many others. I'm so disappointed in our governments sometimes. Russian troops kill 2 civilian women and injure a man in Donetsk Oblast, in Toretsk. Russian troops fatally shot 2 civilian women and injured a man in Toretsk, Says the regional prosecutor's office on November 24th. According to the report, Russian soldiers entered an apartment in a residential area and deliberately opened fire with automatic weapons on 3 civilians. The 2 women were killed and the man sustained injuries, including fractures to his shoulder and collarbone. Yeah. They're probably going in to loot the apartments, and rather than get reported, they shot him. Unfortunately for them, the man survived. Yeah, Wall Street Journal, you can go suck a big one. The Guardian, who is really escalating the war in Ukraine? It certainly isn't the West. Unfortunately, Guardian's a paywall, so I can't show that one. And back into stuff they've already covered. Oh, more air alerts have dropped off. So Ternopil, Ravina, Kiev, and Cherkasy have dropped. Just Zhytomyr, Kolomensky, and Vinnytsia remain. Let me go back. Ronnie, it helps to know what you want me to put in chat, because when I can read chat, it never lines up to what I was just talking about. There's a delay to what I say and you guys see, so I don't know what you mean. Oh, you bought some merch on Etsy. I'll have to find there's like a Ukrainian Etsy site. I'll have to find that and post it on Blue Sky for you guys. Good to see you, Nils. You know, where's my cut of the hush money? Oh wait, because I'm not being quiet. Never mind. um yeah, I'm obviously missing part of the conversation here. I will say this, together to victory, because that's the only way we're going to do it. We don't need to be tearing each other down. We need to hold each other up, because that's what Russia wants us to do, have infighting. So don't give in to the Russian propaganda and stirring the pot. Support each other. That's all we can do. Support each other and support Ukraine. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. The how Vladimir Putin's staying as president. He basically just eliminated term limits. Yeah, I agree. There's more than likely he will probably have a heart attack or something, or just like disappear into a bunker somewhere and not be heard from again if it gets anywhere close to anybody putting him Putin in jail. So yeah, I don't see Trump getting prosecuted for this war, unfortunately. Rioters, Reuters, whatever. Tomato, tomato. Potato, potato. Oh, where was that at? The one thing I don't like about YouTube's thing is when I'm scrolling, if I scroll like more than one click, oh come on, just let me do this. Oh come on, fucking like if I'm sitting here trying to read you guys' comments. If I do one click, it's fine, but if I do anything over one click, it automatically jumps down to the end and I skip a whole bunch of chat. And it's like, okay, now I have to scroll back up to and figure out where I was at. It's embarrassing how the U.S. have strung Ukraine along. I've said this before, and I hate admitting this, but I seriously think that U.S.'s plan was to give Ukraine enough weapons to keep the war going, burn out Russia's ability to fight. Our politicians' goal was never to allow Ukraine to win. They just wanted them to keep fighting to wear down Russia. I don't think our politicians thought Ukraine would wear down Russia as much as they have, because Russia is almost out. I agree, Washington Post sucks, but most mass media does. I keep getting reminded of a punk song back in the day from the Vandals. Anarchy Burger, hold the government. Anarchy Burger, hold the government, please. America stands for freedom, but if you think you're free, try and walk into a deli and urinate on the cheese. Anarchy Burger. Just do what I do with the workaround for the paywall. They let you see like the first couple lines, copy that first line, search it in Google, and more than likely there will be 2 or 3 other news sites that will have the same article word for word. Yeah, I won't even say the guy's name. I don't know how a boxer has become so influential especially in, not saying that boxers are dumb, because it takes their own knowledge and known expertise in their field, but he invites on some weird ass people, and because they're on his show, they're taken as experts. And like, he's had the guy on there from Ancient Aliens. And it's like, some of his arguments are just so out there or completely false, but they're taken as true now because it was on TV or it was on so and so's show. Yeah. So, Ronnie, did you remember what you wanted me to post in chat? Because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember if he was a mayor or not. All I remember is he was a fighter that couldn't fight anymore, so he became an announcer and then started his own show. He's famous for being famous. I rank that person right there with the Kardashians. Exactly, Niels. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Let me just double check to make sure no new videos popped up that I can show. Oh, well, here's an interesting story. Due to the full-scale invasion, 592 children have died and 1,702 were injured. That was just released from Deep State. Sources: the Office of the General Prosecutor. I'm happy there's not a video for that one. Nope, no videos I could show there. Yeah, I can't show that video. Yeah, that's the problem with the videos in YouTube, is there's a lot out there that I'd have to blur or I just can't show. Most of the videos are like dropping drone drops. Yeah. That's Russia. Russian mirror. In case you guys don't do Blue Sky, I'll leave you guys with something I posted earlier today. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been horrific, to say the least. I only hope the world can learn from some lessons from what Ukraine has had to deal with. No velvet gloves for aggressors, no half measures, and turning away from injustice only allows it to creep into your backyard. There's so many points where we could have stopped Russia, but we didn't. We put the velvet gloves on and say, oh, please, please don't do no more. Back in 2014. How about back in 2008 with Georgia? Or Chechnya? Or Kazakhstan? Or we had so many opportunities to tell Russia that they can't do this crap. And we just ignored it, looked away because, we have our own little problems. See if anything new popped up. Of course, it hasn't. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you for coming to the stream. I appreciate you being here. I especially appreciate you supporting Ukraine. So have a good night. Stay safe, everybody. And remember, Razom do Pereможемо. Together until victory. That's the only way we can do it, is together.